Have you ever found yourself overthinking a simple interaction or maybe reacting strongly to something that others just seem to brush off? Maybe you've even wondered, why am I like this? Why am I so different? Why does nobody care? What if I told you that the answer could lie in your past, in the experiences that shaped you, in the wounds that you carry, and how they intersect with being an empath or a highly sensitive person? Hi, everybody. Welcome back to HSP TV. I am your host, Barbara, and today we're diving deep into a powerful and transformative topic: the connection between childhood trauma and how we respond to the people and situations as adults. We'll also explore how being an empath or a highly sensitive person intensifies these patterns and what you can do to heal. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by your emotions, or maybe unsure why certain situations affect you so deeply, or just tired of carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, then this video is for you. Stick with me, because by the end of the video, you'll have not only a better understanding of yourself, but also some actionable steps to reclaim your peace and your power. But before we dive in, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and that you turn on the notifications so that you don't miss any future videos like this. And if you find this video helpful, then don't forget to like and share it with someone who needs it. So let's start at the beginning, our childhood, because this is where we learn to navigate the world, to trust, to feel, to stay safe, to connect. But when trauma occurs, it disrupts these essential lessons. And whether it's neglect or emotional invalidation or more overt forms of harm, trauma rewires how we perceive and respond to the world. For example, if you grew up in a house where expressing your feelings led to being criticized or maybe even punished, then you probably learned to suppress them. And as an adult, this might show up as difficulty setting boundaries, or maybe you're avoiding conflict at all cost, or even feeling overwhelmed when there are strong emotions. Trauma also doesn't disappear when we grow older. It's embedded into our nervous system, and it influences how we react to stress, how we react to relationships, and even how we react to mundane daily interactions. And sometimes this can cause us to overreact. And this is never fun, I know from experience. So, what is then the unique role of empaths and highly sensitive people in all of this? So, HSPs and empaths, we have a heightened sensitivity for our surroundings, especially our emotional and energetic environments. And this means that even subtle cues, like someone's tone of voice or someone's body language, can have a very deep effect on us. And when trauma is part of our history, when trauma is part of our story, then this sensitivity becomes even more pronounced. For instance, as a child, you might have become hyper aware of your caregiver's moods to protect yourself. And now, as an adult, you might feel exhausted from constantly tuning into everyone else's emotions. Let me give you another, a bit more practical example. So imagine walking into a room where two people just had an argument. Even if they stop talking, you can feel the tension in the air. Your body responds as if the conflict is happening to you. And this can lead to feelings of anxiety, guilt, or even the need to fix the situation, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with you. This is why it is so important that we understand our trauma responses. I've recorded a video about trauma responses before. There are actually four. There are fight, flight, the most common known ones. Then there's freeze, and there's also Fawn. I'll explain them as we go. So, what you need to know about trauma is that it often triggers our automatic survival responses, like the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And for us empaths and highly sensitive people, these responses might manifest in very unique ways. So, when fight is triggered, you might overcompensate by becoming overly defensive or controlling or biting off. And so barking, biting at someone because you want to regain this sense of safety. When flight is triggered, you might withdraw from relationships or situations that feel even slightly uncomfortable because you prefer being alone to having to deal with those. When freeze is triggered, you might feel stuck. You might be unable to make decisions, or you could be completely overwhelmed by your emotions. And when fawn is triggered, and this is a common one for empaths, then you always put everybody else's needs above your own, saying yes to things when you really should be saying no. And you also try to avoid conflicts at all costs. I would love to hear from you which one of these four resonated with you the most. Put it in the comments below this video. What I really want you to hear now is that these responses are not a weakness. They are a survival mechanism. And this survival mechanism, it helped you to cope in the past. It made sure that you reached the age that you are right now. But when they persist into adulthood, then they can prevent you from living authentically, from being who you really are. So, how do we break free from these patterns? Well, the first step is awareness. This means that you need to start noticing your triggers. What situations make you feel anxious, overwhelmed, or reactive? Ask yourself, what is this really about? Often, our reactions have a lot more to do with things that happened in the past and our past wounds than they have with what's happening in the now, with the present moment. Another powerful tool is shadow work or inner child work. I created a journal on Amazon to help you with this. So if you want to work on this, look my name up on Amazon and buy this journal for yourself. And this involves reconnecting with the younger version of yourself who experienced the trauma and then offering them the compassion and the validation that they desperately needed when they were little but didn't receive. As empaths and HSPs, boundaries are our best friend. So that means that you need to learn to say no without feeling guilty. And something that really helped me in this is the understanding that when I say no to something, to someone else, to a situation, an invitation, a person, I'm actually saying yes to myself. You also really need to remember that your sensitivity is a gift. Even when it doesn't feel like it, I promise you, it really is a gift. But it doesn't mean that you have to carry everybody else's burdens. Your own are more than enough. And if you don't want to carry those, then reach out to me. We will solve them and we will make you feel lighter. Lastly, you really, really need to prioritize self-care. I cannot say this often enough. I've created many videos on this topic, but it is essential for us HSPs and empaths. So you could start practicing things like mindfulness, or you could start journaling. And one of the journals that I've created on Amazon could be really great for it. But you can also use therapy, coaching, or mentoring to help you to rewire your nervous system and create a sense of safety within yourself. If this is something that you're looking guidance for, then reach out, book a free clarity session. I would be more than happy to help you with this. So understanding the connection between childhood trauma and our adult responses can be life-changing, especially for empaths and highly sensitive people. It really is a journey of self-discovery, but also a journey of healing and a journey of empowerment. If you found this video helpful, then give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss another video again. And if this resonated with you, I would love to hear your story. How has your childhood trauma influenced your adult life? Drop a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, healing is possible and your sensitivity is a strength, not a weakness. I wish you an amazing rest of your day today, and I look forward to inspiring you again with another video next week.